Hello dear learners, once again I welcome you to this e-learning platform of GS Cultural Commerce Method. This lecture is for the BCom second semester for subject Business Economics. So here we were dealing with the second topic under our second unit, that is price and output determination under the monopoly market. Okay. So in last lecture we have seen the meaning of monopoly market and we have seen the features of monopoly market for the better understanding of what is the monopoly market. In today's lecture, we are going to see the price and output determination under the monopoly market, and hereby we are going to see different conditions that a monopoly firm suffers in short as well as long run. So basically, we are going to see the long run equilibrium as well as short run equilibrium of a monopoly firm. Okay. With the help of this topic, that is price and output determination under the monopoly market. So whenever we talk about the time period, so it is divided into two categories, that is short run and the long run. So we have already discussed what is short run and what is long run, but for the sake of giving you a brief revision of this, I am going to tell you what is short run and what is long run. Basically, short run is a period whereby all the factors of production cannot be varied, cannot be changed, cannot be increased or decreased. Okay, like if you are talking about the capital, so it's one of the resources which cannot be gathered within a single day. Okay, you can employ more labor, you can bring raw material if you have short period of time like 1 day, 2 day, but still you cannot gain the capital within single day. You cannot set up a new plant in 1 day. You cannot dismantle an existing plant in 1 day or 2 days of period. Okay. So basically, when the factors, all the factors of productions are not variable, cannot be varied. So that period is known as the short period. And when we talk about the long run, so long run is a period whereby all the factors of production are variable. Labor, capital, okay, and all other factors of productions which could not be varied in short run can be varied in long term. Means plant can be set up, new machinery can be acquired, new sources of finance can be discovered, and the finance can be gathered from all those sources. Okay, so that period is known as long run. So here we are going to see the price and output determination under the monopoly market in short as well as long run. So when we talk about the short run, okay, when we talk about the short run period, so in short run period, a monopoly firm suffers three types of condition, can deal in three types of condition. What are those conditions? So first one is supernormal profit, second one is normal profit, and third one is losses. Okay. So in short run, a monopoly firm can have all three conditions, that is supernormal profit, normal profit, and losses. So in my one of the video under the perfect competition market, I have explained the meaning of all these three terms in detail. Okay. So to understand these three terms, watch the video of the perfect competition market. Okay. So now here in brief, I am going to tell you what is the meaning of this condition. So first one is supernormal profit. So supernormal profit is the condition whereby the average revenue of a monopoly firm is greater than average cost. Okay. So when a monopoly firm is going to get supernormal profit, when the average revenue of the monopoly firm is greater than its average cost, then the firm will get supernormal profit. The next condition is normal profit. So what happens in normal profit? In normal profit, average revenue is equals to average cost. Means here the firm suffers no profit, no loss. Means zero. Okay. So this is called normal profit. How zero can be normal profit? It has already been explained in the previous video of perfect competition. To understand, see that video. Okay. Now what happens in the condition of losses? In condition of losses, average cost becomes greater than average revenue. So in this condition, the firms bears the losses. A monopoly firm bears the losses. So in short run, a firm can suffer all these three conditions. Okay. So now we are going to see all the three conditions in detail. But to understand all these conditions, first of all, we need to find out how the equilibrium is decided in monopoly form. Okay. So, for determining the equilibrium, there are always two conditions. Okay. What are the conditions for equilibrium? So, we are going to write it here. Okay. Conditions for equilibrium. So, condition for equilibrium is MR should be equals to MC, means marginal revenue should be equals to marginal cost, and the second condition is marginal cost curve should cut marginal revenue curve from below. Okay, so this is going to be the conditions of equilibrium. What is the meaning of equilibrium? Equilibrium is a condition whereby the firm earns the maximum profit by producing the optimum level of output and selling it on optimum prices. So that is where equilibrium is a condition whereby the firm earns the maximum profit. Okay. So what are the two conditions which needs to be fulfilled for having the equilibrium of the firm? So first condition is MR should be equals to MC, that is marginal revenue should be equals to marginal cost, and second one, MC curve should cut MR curve from below, means marginal cost curve should cut marginal revenue curve from below. Now we are going to understand this with the help of the diagram. See, this is the diagram. This is the diagram. Here, what we have represented? Here we have represented x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis, we are going to have output. Okay. On x-axis, we are going to have output, and on y-axis, we are going to have cost and revenue. Okay. On y-axis, we are going to have cost and revenue. So, for getting equilibrium, we need marginal revenue curve and marginal cost curve. So, how is going to be the marginal revenue curve in case of monopoly? So, it will be downward sloping curve like this. Why it will be downward sloping curve like this? Because in monopoly market, if the seller has to increase his demand, so it needs to lower down his prices. That is why, in order to sell more and more quantity of commodity, the prices needs to be lowered down. That is why this marginal revenue curve would be a downward sloping curve in case of monopoly market. After that, we have average revenue curve. How is going to be the average revenue curve in the monopoly market? So it will be like this. Okay, average revenue curve would be like this. As we know, always the rate of falling of marginal revenue is greater than the rate of falling of average revenue, and that is why this marginal revenue curve is lying below this average revenue curve. Okay, so this is the average revenue curve. It can also be called demand curve, and it can also be called price band. Now, how it can be called demand curve? Because when we were seeing the features of monopoly market, we had seen that in monopoly market, the demand for the products are relatively inelastic, and in case of relatively inelastic demand, if you are going to draw a curve, you are going to get the same shape, and that is why here average revenue curve is also considered demand curve. Okay, and why this average revenue is being called price? Okay, so what is the formula for average revenue? AR is equals to TR, that is total revenue, divided by number of quantity sold, divided by number of quantity sold. Okay, and if we want to determine the total revenue, so what is the formula? Formula is price into number of quantity sold. Okay, so if you are going to make the formula for price, so it will be price is equals to total revenue divided by number of quantity sold. Number of quantity sold. So here you can see that and that is why this price average revenue curve is also being considered as price line. I hope you guys are clear with this concept of price line average revenue curve. Okay. Now what we have to determine? We have to determine the equilibrium condition. So here it is being said that MC curve should cut MR curve from below. This is MR curve and this is MC curve. MC curve means MC curve is having shape like U curve. Okay. So this is the MC curve. It's going upward. Earlier marginal cost is declining, then it's going up. As we have seen, when the production rises, so earlier the marginal cost decreases due to the economies of scale. After that, at some point, it becomes constant due to the economies, and this economies gets counterbalanced. And after a certain period of time, it increases because this economies increases at faster rate than the economies of scale. Okay, so this point is the that is why marginal cost curve is having such slope. So if we are going to talk about the equilibrium point, so this is the equilibrium point because here at this point this MC is equals to MR, and at the same time this this MC curve is cutting MR curve from below. Okay, so this line represents optimum quantity. Okay, and this point represents equilibrium point. And I have told you that AR is also considered price. So if we are going to touch this line to average revenue curve, so it will be the price as well. Okay, so here when the OQ quantity is being sold for the OP price, then the firm is having the equilibrium position. Okay, so this is how the firm achieves the equilibrium position. Now we have to see this three conditions, that is supernormal profit, normal profit and normal losses. Okay, so first of all we are going to see the condition of supernormal profit. So what happens in supernormal profit? In supernormal profit, average revenue is greater than the average cost. Okay, so here first of all we are going to draw the equilibrium condition, that is on x-axis we are going to show output, on y-axis we are going to show cost and revenue. Okay, and we are going to draw equilibrium condition by drawing MR curve and AR curve, MR curve and AR curve. Okay, then this is the MC curve, this is the MC curve, and this is the equilibrium condition. Okay, this is the equilibrium condition. Now for understanding the concept of supernormal profit, we need to make comparison between average revenue and average cost. Here we have average revenue curve, but we do not have average cost curve. We do not have average cost curve. So when we talk about the average cost curve, so it is a curve having U shape. Okay, it is a curve having U shape. Okay, so this is the average cost curve. This is the average cost curve. Okay, this is the average cost curve. First condition is the supernormal profit. Okay, this is the average cost curve. So it will be somewhere here. Okay, it will be somewhere here at the minimum point of MR curve. Okay, so this is the average cost curve. Now we have average revenue curve, we have average cost curve, we have equilibrium point. Okay, so this OQ is the optimum quantity, equilibrium quantity. Okay, so if we are going to join this OQ with this point, so we are going to take average cost of production, right? So this will be called as average cost of production, and the name for this point will be T. Okay, name for this point will be T. And when we are going to touch this quantity to the price line, we are going to get the revenue, average revenue. So this point will be called as N. Okay, N. And if we are going to touch this to this cost and revenue line, so we are going to get total revenue and the total cost. Okay, so we are going to do that as well. and when we are going to subtract this QT from QM, so we are going to get TM, and this TM is going to be our supernormal profit. Okay, and after that, for finding the total cost and total revenue, what do? We multiply this with the quantity, total quantity. So this OQ is the total quantity. Okay, so for producing OQ quantity, total cost is OT. Okay, total cost is OT. OQ quantity, total cost is, we are going to give it P and we are going to give it R. Okay, total cost is, for producing OQ quantity, total cost is PT. Okay, total cost is PT, and total revenue is RM. After selling this OQ quantity, total revenue that we are getting is RM. Okay, RM. ठीक है, RM. OQPT is the total cost. OQPT is the total cost, and OQRM is the total revenue. OQRM is the total revenue. Here we can see that OQPT is less than the OQRM. Okay, so when we are going to subtract this OQPT from OQRM, so we are going to be left with RMPT. Okay, so this RMPT is going to be the supernormal profit. So this shaded portion is showing the supernormal profit. So this way we draw the curve of supernormal profit. Okay, now the next condition that we have to see over here is of normal profit. Okay, that we have to see over here is of normal profit. So how do we draw the condition of normal profit? Again, for drawing the condition of normal profit, we have to draw the curve of equilibrium. Okay, we have to draw the curve of equilibrium. So this is x-axis and this is y-axis. On x-axis we have output, on y-axis we have cost and revenue. Okay, so again we have to draw the condition of equilibrium. So here this is MR, this is AR. Okay, this is MR, this is AR. AR is also the demand curve and the price line. Okay, so now we have to draw the equilibrium condition. So this MC curve will cut MR curve from below. Okay, now what we have to do? We have to draw the average cost curve. Okay, in condition of normal profit, average revenue is equals to average cost. So this is the point of equilibrium. Okay, when we are going to join it further, we are going to get price. Okay, when we are going to join it further, we are going to get price. So this is the point of equilibrium, and this is the price. This is the price. OP is the price. Okay, and here in this case, average revenue curve would touch this. Average cost curve would touch this average revenue curve. Okay, this average cost curve would touch this average revenue curve. Okay, so here this OP is the price, and we are going to call it OP only. This OP is price as well as this OP is cost. Why? Because P at this point the Q is touching AR axis as well as AC curve. Okay, AR curve as well as AC curve. That is why this P is the average revenue as well and average profit as well. That is why in normal profit, average revenue is going to be average, it will be equal to average cost. I will tell you how. See, here, what is the average revenue? QP is the average revenue. Okay. What is the average cost? QP is the average cost. So if you are going to subtract QP from QP, you are going to get 0. So here it is the normal profit. If you are going to talk about total, so we can denote this with and. Okay. So here if you are going to talk about the total revenue, so this OQTM would be your total revenue. OQTM. Okay. OQTM Now we are going to see the condition of loss. Okay, how the condition of losses are derived. So what happens in the condition of loss? In condition of loss, average revenue is less than average cost, or average cost is more than average revenue. So here again two axes are drawn, x-axis and y-axis. Okay, x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis we are going to show output. On y-axis we are going to show cost and revenue, and we are going to draw the condition of equilibrium. Okay, we are going to draw the condition of equilibrium. So here it's MR, it's AR, and this is the marginal cost curve which is cutting marginal revenue curve from below. So this is the point of equilibrium. Okay, this is the point of equilibrium for producing the OQ quantity. Here this is the price. Okay, this is the price because at this point this Q is touching the AR curve. Okay, so this is the price. Now in case of losses, average cost is going to be more than average revenue, and that is why here the average cost curve would be like this. Okay, it will be above the average revenue curve, so that here you can see that it is C. Okay, it is C. This point is C. So here you can see that for producing Q unit, OC cost is required, and by selling Q units, OP revenue is being generated. So here average revenue, that is QP. QP is less than average cost, that is QC. Okay, this average revenue QP is less than average cost, that is QC. So here this PC, okay, here this PC is representing the average loss or the condition of loss. If you are going to talk about total, so we are going to do it and we are going to give it a name. Okay, we are going to give it a name. The name for this will be we are going to, this is the average cost curve. Okay, this is the average revenue curve and this is the average cost curve. So here the average revenue is less than the average cost. Okay, here the average revenue is less than the average cost curve. Okay, so if you are going to if you are going to find out the total revenue and the total revenue and the total cost, so it will be like this. Okay, first of all it will touch the OC. Okay, and OC, and this is the OP. Okay, this is the OP. Okay, this is OC and this is OP. Okay, and this area would be the portion of loss. This area would show the portion of loss. Okay, because by selling the OQ quantity, a firm will incur this amount of loss, which will be shown by the shaded portion. So here we have seen the different conditions of supernormal profit, normal profit, and the losses. Okay, in next lecture we are going to first of all we need to keep in mind that in short run a firm which is working under monopoly suffers all these three conditions, but in long run, whereby the plant size can be adjusted according to the demand, the capacity of plant can be increased, thereby the firm is going to earn the supernormal profit only. Thereby the firm is going to earn supernormal profit only. Why? Because due to lack of competition, there is going to be the no competitors in the market, and at the same time in long run production can be adjusted according to the demand, and that is why in long run a monopoly firm is always going to earn the supernormal profit. So this way here we are done with the price and output determination in the monopoly market. In next lecture we are going to see the next topic. Till then stay going through the lectures. In case of any doubt, please contact us. Thank you.